Alright, let's get straight to the point. I'm going to be talking about 5 penalty calls that hurt the Atlanta Falcons, by the way, because the refs weren't doing their job correctly. But before we get into that, I will acknowledge there were 3 calls that should have been called on us, but didn't. But I also want to say thanks to all the Buccaneers fans that absolutely agree with us. Even though we're division rivals, I really appreciate you guys, because we all know Grady Jarrett's sack was a sack. So let's just dive into these videos. The first crime that the NFL refs committed was when Marcus Mariota was in the shotgun position going to Anthony Firkser for 11 yards reception, and it was the first down, and he was covered by Sean Murphy Bunting. And the reason why this should have been a flag, because in the 5-second gap when an offense and defense, line up from scrimmage, you're allowed to touch them for that 5-second rule. So we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now Bunting should let go of Firkser and him try to make an incredible play without draping all over him. But we clearly can see that doesn't happen, and the refs clearly saw it but decided not to, because I'm going to assume that they thought they were trying to make contestant catches. But that's a pretty stupid logic in my opinion. This play pissed me off so much because Shoyinka sacks Marcus Mariota, who's number 9, but instead of grabbing Marcus Mariota in the chest or around the stomach area and throwing him down where he doesn't get hurt into the legs or the head, he absolutely grabbed Marcus Mariota's neck and flobbled him down. You're not supposed to touch the quarterback in the head area. That's a no-no. That's an automatic flag, and you touched him on the helmet. Come on, refs. For this penalty call, Drew Dolman, number 67, was going against Villa, and they got him on a holding call. And I think that's kind of a little, shredding the cheese of the court, if you know what I mean. Where we can clearly see that Drew Dolman is sliding downwards because Vita Vea is using his big body frame to push off of him. But Drew Dolman, give him credit, he's not scared, he's not intimidated, and he knows he can't hesitate. So he has to make sure that he pushes Vita Vea upwards with his hands instead of gripping him with his shirt to call the flag, and he does everything right and he still gets called for. That's unacceptable. The consistency and the hypocrisy that the NFL refs were playing the Falcons this whole entire game is ridiculous. Why on earth are they calling this on AJ Terrell when you clearly didn't call it for Anthony Firkser when he was getting draped all over? You know what? It baffles me, you guys, because like we stated, and it's even in the NFL rules, you're allowed to bump the wide receiver in a 5-second or 5-lane yard coverage, right? AJ Terrell did everything correct. Now Mike Evans wants to flip his hands and thinking that will get him the ball, and I don't get it. What's the point of having these rules if you can't even use them correctly? The integrity of the game is falling through the cracks, and the reason why is because the NFL refs, or even the NFL itself, is trying to establish these rules that are by the book, okay? And when you follow them and you do everything correctly and you still get flagged for it, what is the point? What is the point making rules and then you decided, no, we're not going to follow it? That does not make any sense. Society cannot live on that type of logic. And another problem is, what is a sack? What is a catch? What is a touchdown? What is a snap? We have to understand, what are we talking about when we're playing football now? Because that's what the mindset you have to go into every game for each team, because the consistency is not there. And so my other problem is with certain players and certain teams get away with good calls that help them win games, or at least try to help them win games. And that's a problem, because the reason why, because they make the money and they get famous off of those teams that the NFL can promote. That's a huge problem, and that makes a lot of people say, yeah, the NFL is rigged. And you know what? I'm not a really believer in that, but hell, I'm sure now is. And so thanks a lot, NFL. So in conclusion, I think the Bucs did a pretty good job scheme-wise against us. Credit to them. They won the game at the end of the day. It just sucks that we could have had a chance, but, that's a coulda, woulda, shoulda. But you know what? We're going to face them next time in this season, so I can't wait for that in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So hopefully we get a different outcome. But in that note, if you guys like this type of content, please hit that like button, subscribe button, share this video with your friends and foe and all that good palaver. And also, please make this empire grow even more bigger. So until the next episode, what do Falcons do? Rise up. Alright, show love and peace to the world, and peace.